I thought we'd have an opening song while I wait for people to show up.
Hey, you're at home. I'd love to show the path. How far along are you? It's not my best to know what you feel. I'd like to know, why should I? Who are you there? Who are you now? Call me maybe by night, you find it highbrow. Back in my room, I wonder that I sit on the bed, look at the sky. Up in the sky, how do you bang? Like the talk of the town. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. You've changed in this world. You've changed your place in this world. Oh, but it's hard to live by the rules. I never could, and still never do. The rules and such never bothered you. You call the shots and they follow. I want you still in the distance and go back to my room. You'll never know. I want you, but now it's the talk of the town. It's tomorrow, maybe someday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. You've changed in this world. You've changed your place in this world.
Okay, that was the Pretenders with Talk of the Town, and for some reason I was inspired to play that song tonight. It has been a weird week with ups and downs. It has been a while. Welcome back. It's been a weird week with ups and downs. I imagine it might be the same for you. Let's go over some of the house rules. The first rule is respect. That is the platform upon which everything else is built in my broadcast. Respect for each other, respect for our ideas. I have no idea. Well, I'm sure we'll get into that. We will get into that here in a little bit later. I'd like to go on for an hour and a half, but we have storms in my area, in the Houston, Texas area. We've had storms for like the past couple of days, and we've got some areas around here who have gotten 20 inches of rain in like 36 hours, and it's just been really, really nerve-wracking. Welcome to all the people that are just joining. But like I said, I'm going to try to go on for an hour and a half. If not, around long the weather lets me go. And that's really, really all I have for house rules. But as I was saying, it's been a really, really... No, Texas cannot handle more rain. My part of Texas gets like 50 inches of rain. So when we get 20 inches of rain in 2 days, that's 1/3 of what we're supposed to get for the whole year. And it's like we're living on islands right now. I've got families spending the night with other family because they can't cross certain rivers or certain creeks even, or whatever. So, but rest assured, everybody in my family is fine. We're a little bit older and a little bit wiser, so we don't get out in this and mess around like some people do. That's the sad thing about this. They put up signs and they put up barriers saying, don't drive this water. They will ignore the barriers. They drive in the water, and if they're lucky, they get on their cell phone and a fireman comes to fish them out of the water. If they're unlucky, they get washed away, and we find their bodies tomorrow morning. And they make tons of announcements, and no one's here. But anyway, so that's the bad news. The good news is my healing ministry is starting to grow. I got to speak at a church this week. I got to speak for about 10 minutes. It was like a meditation, and then we have a sermonette after the meditation, and I was able to give the meditation. I'll be doing that again next Wednesday. Yesterday, before all the rain started, I was actually at we're calling it an energy wellness cooperative, and basically we were studying about welcome everybody. Basically we're studying about forms of energy medicine and qigong, EFT, Reiki, pranic healing. We did something. We do therapeutic touch, and she taught us another modality yesterday, which I can't remember. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes and for the shares. That will be forthcoming, I hope. But anyway, you breathe this and energy different points down the spine, and you work all the way down the spine. And the theory is that we're out of alignment, quite frankly. And most people are, because most people, one foot is longer than the other. Welcome, everybody. It's me, Jody Marvin. Welcome, Jody Marvin. Welcome, everybody. But so those were the highlights. Like I'm teaching, I'm speaking more. And so I'm real excited about that. The title of this show this week is Tarot Talking You. And if you have a question about the Tarot, I'd be more than happy to answer a question about the Tarot. If you'd like a reading, a mini reading on the Tarot, I'd be happy to give you a mini reading on the Tarot. And I can either give you a general reading, or if you have a specific question, I can try to work it in. Basically, I do past, present, and future. Okay. My first client, as it were, misunderstood. a specific question, or you just want a general reading? Exciting things are happening. Well, good for you. I'm going to assume that you want a general reading. Welcome, new people. I see where YouNow has changed things around a little bit, and so far I like it. So what I've done is I've shuffled the cards 3 times like I normally do. General, the cards will know. Okay, understood. I shuffled the cards 3 times, and then I cut the cards, and then I pull 3 cards, and we're not going to do any reversals. Everything's just going to go straight up. So, misunderstood. Your first card is, where am I at? The Page of Swords. And the interpretation is symbolizes a person adept at perceiving the unknown, vigilance, agility, and active youth, a life figure alert and awake to unknown danger. That sounds like you. That's your past. That sounds like you. The second card, which is your present, is the Page of Wands, also a page. A faithful and loyal person, an envoy, emissary, a trusted friend, a stranger with good intentions, a consistent person, a bearer of important news. That sounds like you maybe have a new acquaintance in your life, in your circle, and that they may have some important news for you. The third card is your future, and I only do this for like a week out. So it is the Four of Cups, and the interpretation is weariness, aversion, disgust, disappointment, unhappiness, bitter experience, stationary period in one's life. Material success does not allay discontentment. So it sounds like you're going to have a bear for a week next week. It doesn't sound like it's going to be very, very pleasant. I think we're still in the Mercury retrograde, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't check that. But anyway, just be very, very the forecast is not if you have a good week. So I'm sorry. We have good weeks and bad weeks, and sometimes they're the same week. So I hope that was helpful to you. So, going to Tennessee on the 19th. Okay, the 19th of June, I'm guessing. Okay, that's more than a week away. So you could have, you get through the tough week, and then maybe after that everything's going to be okay. So, but it's like we were talking 3 weeks. It's like we were talking about floods. I'll give you a warning sign so that you don't drive through the flood. So that's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully, I moved up. When first we started, I was number 9, and now I am number 4. And you guys made it happen. So thanks for that. I'm going to be on the radio tomorrow if all the connections hold together. We're going to be talking about bullying and Mojon. Mojon's putting that together. So, alrighty. So thanks for the love, and wow, I am flattered. Almost speechless, but not quite speechless. So I'm not quite sure who's going to show up tonight. I've had some contact with Mojon. I think Emily is already cast. He may be over there. So he might pop in later on. So I think we're going to be broadcasting. I think it's going to be 5:30 my time. Okay. Thanks for the invites. So what else is going on? You're going to Tennessee, so that sounds like a lot of fun. Welcome, new people who are just watching. So we are just kind of hanging out and talking. So only because my phone is about to die. Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. If your phone dies, your phone dies, and I'll just understand. Like to say in Hangouts, we are an open campus, so this might help with the volume. We are an open campus. So, okay, understood. You will hang out as long as you can. Understood. If the screen goes black, it's because I've got thunderstorms in the area. So they told us it would be over by now, but the front's not moving as fast as it's supposed to move or whatever. So I may actually go black before you leave. So okay. Okay. So you were telling me you had a great week? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to go back through here and make sure. Oh, exciting things are happening. So it's been crazy good or crazy bad. My talk Wednesday was on faith and building faith and having faith, and I just a little bit of a surge of self-confidence within myself. I'm doing things to achieve my goals, and little by little I can see those starting to manifest. Your new acquaintance wants to take you to see the ocean when I'm done in Tennessee. Sounds like a plan to me. I never did like the ocean that much. It's just I mean, once you've seen it one time, the sand in the water and everything. I guess some people go to see people on the beach and stuff like that. But if you like it, why not go? My sister has a house in Galveston. I've been down there a couple of times. It's nice. It's nice, kind of like in a boring kind of a way, But the other thing about the ocean is you get what you get from the ocean. You get the same thing from ions. You get ions from the ocean, like the same thing you get from a mountain stream or whatever. You get ions. Ions make you feel better. So. Well, then by all means go. Everybody should go see the ocean. Yeah, it's by all means go. I don't know which ocean you'll be going to. Probably the Atlantic Ocean. The Gulf is not as pretty as the Atlantic. I've never been to the Great Lakes either. I've seen. I had family that lived in Michigan, right next to the Great Lakes, and we never went and saw them. Came down to see us. We were in Tennessee, and they were in Michigan, and they always wanted to get away from Michigan, so we never actually got to go up there and visit them. But I've heard they're very, very on the east side. Perfect, because on the east side of Florida. You got the big Atlantic, and the water there is crystal blue. My favorite place to go see the ocean is a place called Tybee Island, which is in Georgia. It's across the river from Hilton Head, South Carolina. And at that time, Hilton Head was built up and Tybee Island was not built up. So you actually got to see the beach without seeing humongous hotels and stuff like that or whatever. And it was really, really nice. And Tybee Island is you have to drive across a causeway to get there. So it's not like, I don't know, it wasn't as built up as Hilton Head or like Miami Beach and what's the area? Fort Lauderdale, I think, is right above Miami Beach. So hopefully you'll get to go to a place that's not too touristy. Now, unless you like touristy. Some people like the tourism thing. Welcome, everybody. If you have a question about the tarot, let me know and I'll answer it. If you would like a reading, let me know and I will try to accommodate you. So, Jacksonville should be nice. That's kind of like in the middle of the state, right? That should be nice. So, but the Gulf of Mexico, I mean, it is just in some ways it's a dumping ground. Those are all bots and all from Germany. I'm watching TV today and I saw an advertisement for a company that will get you fans on Facebook. If you have a small business, they will set you up a Facebook page and they will get as northeast. Okay. Oh, so higher up, more towards Georgia then. Okay. Well, okay. I think you'll have a good time. I really do. I think you'll have a good time. I've never actually gone to Florida, but I think you'll have a good time. But anyway, this company was saying that they can get you, get your business built up on Facebook or whatever. I thought to myself, yeah, it'll be all about the bots, all about paying people to like your page. So. You want to go back in the winter so I can get frostbite okay. I understand. You rather have the sunburn. You want to be a snowbird, in other words. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking a nice sunny vacation in the dead of winter. If I remember correctly, you're in Tennessee, right? So I remember very, very winters in Tennessee. So, no? Who am I thinking of then? Canada. Okay, Canada. Okay, yeah, okay. Then you definitely want to head south for part of your winter time. I can understand that, yeah. Okay, well, I was thinking of someone that lived in Tennessee, but okay. But as I said, it has been a rough week, and I'm not having trouble. I've been so stressed out. I'm not having trouble going to sleep at night. Because when you just feel emotionally drained, you just go right to sleep, or I do. Well, we're still holding. Oh, can someone tell me about the changes they made? I found a rideshare that travels to Indianapolis 4 times a year. That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah. I've never actually been to Indianapolis. I hear it's a pretty nice town. So, but I've never actually, really, I've never really been out of the South except for the time I went to California. I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky one time when I was in ROTC. That's probably the furthest north I've ever been, and then California would be the furthest west I've ever been. I really don't travel that much. I'd like to travel. Oh, that'd be great. That would be great. My brother took it. He enjoyed it. He lived in West, and it was easier for him to visit if he came on a Greyhound bus. So. Cool. That would be great. That sounds like a very, very good plan. So I like some things about this new economy. You can find people to ride with. You can find what was it called? Airbnb. The sharing economy. I like the sharing economy. So I still like cash as well, but I like the sharing economy. So. Well, I think she'll like you. I don't see why she wouldn't like you. But there are people in London. You get on the computer, and let's say you want to have an English meal. You get on the computer, and you can find somebody, and you go eat at their house, or you get takeout from their house, and then you just go up to somebody's house, and they have your meal ready, and you can eat with them, or you can take your place and eat there, or whatever. So that's really neat. We have so many more options than what we used to have. So yeah, and when you get to Jacksonville, you might find some places like that. Imagine, I don't know if there would be a meetup, but I'm sure. I mean, when I got to California, I found a lovely church and everything. I mean, it was just so nice. And the thing about it is, you can do your research on in real time with real people. That would be great. Be sure you buy lots of bug spray, because I'm hearing horrible things about the Zika virus, and I'm sure they have mosquitoes in Florida. So take your bug spray. Yeah, that sounds great. You can do all your research and everything. I was watching somebody on YouNow was broadcasting YouNow through their phone as they were getting on a plane. Tennessee first, meeting my love. Okay. That sounds like you've got a great trip planned. Sounds like a road trip. So. I like that movie, Road Trip. That's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Welcome, Bob. How's it going? We were talking about road trips and stuff like that, so we can also talk about Thoreau if you're interested. Canadian. Yeah. I can answer a question about Thoreau if you'd like to have a reading. I can actually do a reading last week. That is cool. Okay. Wow. Okay. But I'm in Saskatchewan. Now, are you close to the fires? Which province was that they had the fires? I remember it was Fort McMurray. I follow somebody on YouTube that's in the same province that fires are in. So, that right. They are to our west and cross the border. So, are they anywhere close to being contained? Or I'd never really thought about that. How would you contain something like that? I guess maybe the best you can do is maybe control the direction it goes in, and maybe protect the towns and what have you. Man. Well, good. I will send you all the rain you can stand. We had, like I was saying, we've had burning in the Saskatchewan, people saying the news too, yeah. Okay, but we got 20 rain in like 36 hours in some of the locations around my area, so well, it'd be good to get away for a while and have a vacation. So home always feels better after a vacation. So. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget. Canada is humongous. 5 hours from the USA border. Yeah, Canada is humongous, but I tell you what, I've lived in Texas going on 20 years, and I cannot, to this day, I cannot get used to the weather. One year we'll have okay, you live in is that East Vancouver? It's either East Vancouver or Estevan. Your dad lived in Texas? Yeah. But anyway, I was saying, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, we had, it's in, okay. Estevan is the place. Okay. Okay, south. Okay. It shows you how good I did in geography. About an hour from the border. Okay. But anyway, like 4 or 5 years ago, we had droughts, and after the droughts came the fires, and everybody was pulling out their hair. And then, now we have floods. And in about 4 days, the hurricane season's going to start. So we have that joy to look forward to, But it's always something. In California, you worry about fires and earthquakes. In Florida, where you're going, they are the lightning capital of the world. No province right hour to minute. Okay. You're talking about the Northwest Territories? Oh, you're talking to each other. I thought you were talking to me. Okay, well. But anyway, the weather here in Texas. And plus, Texas kind of has like 4 geographic climates. We've got mountain climate, we've got a desert climate, we've got a plains climate, and we've got a subtropical climate. So, California's kind of like the same way too. You know, you can drive from Los Angeles. You can drive an hour up into the mountains, and that's a different climate. You drive an hour into the desert, and that's a different climate. Then you have the climate that's in the valley, they call it. And then you have the climate that's on the ocean. So, but there is no. Yeah, yeah. I think it's starting to catch up a little bit on their wall. So, okay. I'm going to assume that that you're talking to each other. Okay, you're talking to me. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yes, I am in Houston, Texas, just north of Mexico. So, and we've had our share of rain. We've had like a third of the rain we're supposed to have in a year. We had in the last day and a half. So, and I'm hoping that Memorial Day will be better because we need to dry out. We really need to dry out. So, we had floods. We had floods in April. We have these 500-year floods, and they're happening like 6 weeks apart. And we had a really bad flood last year too. So I would appreciate that. So, and that's why. Who is man? Sanders, Trump. Voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary. He is the person that I would most like to see president. When it comes down to a choice between Trump and Clinton, I won't choose either of them. I will cast my ballot for a third party candidate, either the Green candidate or the Libertarian candidate, because I am sick and tired of the two parties, how they can't seem to get anything done except in their own pockets. So that's how I feel about it. Last time I voted for Rocky Anderson, who ran on the Justice Party ticket, but he's not running this year. So I will be forced to choose from somebody. In Texas, you really can't write someone's name in unless they've put it as a write-in candidate. So I don't want to void my ballot. I do want to place of that. I said I'm looking at the Green Party candidate. The Libertarian Convention is actually this weekend. I'm recording it. I don't know if y'all can get it in Canada, but we have a channel down here called C-SPAN, and they carry all of the political things. They carry the Congress, they carry the president, not so much the judicial, but they cover most of the politics. And so I'm going to be watching that a little bit as I try to figure out which third party is the best. So that's where I stand politically. I'm probably considered to be a liberal to progressive, but on some issues I'm moderate, and on some issues I'm conservative. So I'm a big believer in a strong defense. I'm also a big believer in the Second Amendment, so which makes me kind of like a strange animal. The Second Amendment being the right to bear arms. But on the other hand, I think healthcare should be like the healthcare y'all have in Canada. It should be universal and provided by the government. And then I'm also a big fan of education. I think we need to do more to get our kids through school, and that means a Marshall Plan where the government pays for half of the education. That's something that we need to look at. Welcome, everybody. We are talking about politics now, and I lost someone. Her phone was going to die, so I think of Obama. To be honest with you, I voted for President Obama in 2000, and I voted for him in the primary, and then I voted for him in the general election. But he's a disappointment. He is such a disappointment. He was supposed to get everybody health care. He failed at. Do I like Donald Trump? I admire Donald Trump. I think he's what's it called when you resuscitate somebody? I think he is jump-starting our political system in America. And so for that, I'm very, very grateful. I'm not sure I agree with all the positions he's going to take. He's talking about getting coal miners back their jobs. Some of those jobs are never going to come back. The coal industry is they've automated, and then thank you. I will fan you back. Gas. Miners of West Virginia, Kentucky, some of these other places, they're not coming back. So, but I do think he is. Providing a service to our political system, and I have fanned you back, so you are fanned up. Bob is from Canada. And evidently you are from Great Britain, so is it Megan? Okay. Now we get the Prime Minister's question, so I have that recorded. So I'm going to watch. I like watching the Prime Minister, David Cameron, answer questions. We don't actually have that here in my country. All we have are politicians going to microphone at each other. So they don't do it in the same room. So unless they're debating each other. Okay. It says I've got 3 viewers in the audience. Okay, I've got 3. Okay. So, what y'all want to talk about? Hello, Weil. Well, I've talked about my weather. How's everyone else's weather? So, I hope you're enjoying the spring. In Australia, they're getting ready for winter time. And I've heard it's already getting cold there. So, ooh, I'm number 3 now. I am number 3. As I was saying earlier, the weather has been really, really freaky this rain and floods and everything else. So, and hopefully we're done with the rain for a while, so we can get on to something else. I have been on the air for 45 minutes at commercial break. So let me see if I can find a commercial. Okay, new people, we're about to take a break. I need a sponsor, so okay, this should be fun.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got big, juicy, terrific burgers for you. 100% all beef. We really work hard to serve them hot and delicious, so you can take them to our work spot and make them taste even better, the way you want them. You're gonna love our burgers. Open wide, America. You never can forget. You get more than I get. Burger Chef.
Okay, that was Jan Brady pushing Burger Chef back in the 1970s. Answer the question. The question is what? What is the question? I missed the question. What was the question? Starting wage is $12 in Canada. I guess that's the question. Our minimum wage, I think, is $7.25 an hour. Will you fan? Sure, I'll fan you. I always fan people up when they fan me. Sometimes I don't get to do it in the broadcast. Sometimes I have to do it after the broadcast. So you are fanned up, my friend. You are fanned up. And as I was saying, the minimum wage in some states and some cities it's higher than $7.25. But it's $7.25. Let me go over the house rules one more time, just to make sure we're all. We have one rule. That rule is respect. Respect for each other and for our ideas. Right now I'm being simulcast on YouTube, so if I edit your comments a little bit, that's why, because we're going to be archived for as long as they're a YouTube. Okay, goodbye, sir. Goodbye, young friend, who may or may have not fanned me back. Remember, you gotta be 13, or you gotta say you're 13. So, which is a good rule. 18. Okay, so someone did become my fan. Okay, good, fair enough. Fair enough. We fan each other. But anyway, those are the only two things of housekeeping we're talking about. The weather around here seems to have calmed down, so hopefully the front has moved on into the Gulf where it belongs. So, I am number 3. Healthcare in the USA, or what? Basically, I'm paying $300 a month to say that I have healthcare, which I really have not been able to use yet. I would like to at least get a check. I emailed one doctor's office if they took the insurance I got under Obamacare, and I never came back to them. I guess the answer is no. So basically, I'm paying a tax, $300 a month, for essentially nothing. So I am a healer, so I study different healing modalities, and I feel like I'm taking pretty good care of myself. So, but that just really burns me up. The one thing he was supposed to do, and he choked on us. So, and now he's over in Japan. not really apologizing, but regretting the fact that we ended the Second World War, which we didn't start. That's another thing. And bombed the hell out of us at Pearl Harbor, and so we go over there and we bomb the hell out of them, and it's our fault. We didn't start the Second World War, for crying out loud. I love to come to Canada, but it's a little too cold, and I'm a little too old. I understand you have free health care, so, which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Justin Trudeau. I hope he stops elbowing people, though. He starts on them elbows around. Watch out. But I think he's doing good in terms of the First Nations. I understand the First Nations have a lot of challenges that no federal government of Canada has actually fully addressed. So hopefully he will address those issues. So he shows a lot of promise. But there again, President Obama showed a lot of promise in 2009, and he just didn't really pan out the way I thought he would. So, okay, so I am still number 3 that we are fighting with. What are you fighting, Bob? I like to listen to the CBC, but I had satellite radio, but I dropped the satellite radio because it wasn't coming in anymore. So I on Canadian things as much as I should be. I get a little bit. We have a Pacifica radio station here, so I get Canadian news from that. So I get a little bit of Canadian news on Twitter. So thanks for all the likes and all the shares. So you're helping that we are Canada. Are you talking about the Second World War? I'm sorry I went off on a rant. Yeah, I mean, they attacked us, and we have to apologize for beating them. I just don't understand it, And thank you for being with us in most of the wars we've been in. So, Terry Oser. Let me look that up. Okay. I'm not finding about coming to Canada. Yeah. Well, a lot of people, if Trump gets elected, a lot of people have said they're going to Canada. I'm not going to go to Canada because of Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is moderating his tone somewhat so. And it's going to be interesting. He is, in the last that I saw, he is even with Hillary Clinton. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm hoping about this, but YouNow. That's okay. I think I'm going to sign off here in a little bit anyway. So. Bob, are you on a phone? It's been a 10-year fight. Okay. Well, sometimes it has to be a 10-year fight. You know, we're still fighting to get health care, and that's a fight Theodore Roosevelt started over 100 years ago. And what? 911 and what else? Okay. I feel like I've missed a comment or something, Bob. But like I say, it's been a long week, and New York. Pull up my traveling music, and we will get ready to sign off. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I know a lot of people, it is a holiday weekend, so I will let you get back to your holiday.
To the people of the world, music is our sanctuary. We shout thereon.
I'll be sorry. Okay. That is our closing song. Keep on Moving by Soul to Soul. I get to keep on moving. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for the love. We'll see you next time. And be safe this weekend. So long, everybody.